Hey folks, my name is Tatiana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ethereal Entertainer. Today I will be doing some astrological tarot readings for the month of December of 2022. Let's see how we're going to finish out the year. Let's see what we've got in store for this holiday season. So I'm going to be featuring this Modern Witch Tarot deck. Absolutely infatuated with this deck. It's available on Amazon if you feel drawn to this one. I will also be pulling a bonus oracle card for each astrological sign. This is the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Super fond of this deck as well. I hope that you get as much enjoyment out of it as I do. I love the depictions in this deck. It is fantastic and so beautiful because I love roses. One of my favorite flowers, hands down. So I also have some beautiful bracelets made by yours truly from my Etsy shop, The Ethereal Construct. We have beautiful yellow and opalite colored glass beads with the evil eyes. These are available now, so feel free to check that out if you're wanting to get some gifts for yourself or some folks that you love for this holiday season. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, Libra, so we're going to get into your sun position card. We have the Lovers in reverse. For your moon placement, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And then for your rising placement, we have the Devil card. And getting into our oracle card for this month for Libra, we have the Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. All right, so let's talk about what these cards mean. Okay, Libra, so getting into your sun placement, we have the Lovers in reverse. So the Lovers is a pretty self-explanatory card. In the upright position, this has to do with love. This has to do with synchronicity, romance even, but harmony and just positive love feedback in our life and in our relationships. In the reverse position, it means that there is some sort of misalignment going on here. Maybe you're giving love and you're not getting it back, or vice versa. And it's time to address those relationships or those situations that we're in that are not giving us that positive feedback that we want and we deserve. So this, whatever situation pops up in your mind when you hear this description, this is more than likely what it's pertaining to. So this can look like, maybe you are at a job where you work hard and you put in hours and you contribute as much as you can, but you feel like other people or your boss or maybe the projects that you're working on just are not reciprocative and appreciative of all that you put in. And that's not a healthy relationship, and that can be applied to relationships with people, whether it be a love interest, whether it be friends, family. It's about the fact that the love is not being reciprocated. This can be romantic or platonic. Maybe you have a friend that you have been dealing with, and maybe this could be the other way too. Maybe this person is always trying to reach out to you and always trying to spend time with you and things like that, but you don't feel connected to that person like they feel connected to you. And that can be indicative of that type of energy. And it may be time for you to really be honest and address this situation and act accordingly. Maybe that looks like finding a new job. Maybe that looks like, saying, hey, this relationship isn't working for me. Or it could mean, hey, the way that you've been showing love is not the way that I like to receive love. Because sometimes, the intentions are good, but the actions not so much. So, this may be, you have a person who loves you and cares about you, but you have a totally different love language that you're receptive to than to what it is that they like to express. For example, you may be dealing with someone who loves to buy gifts, but you might hate gifts. You might be, I'm a quality time type of person. That's what's going to make me feel loved. So the Lover's card in reverse is not saying that there is a lack of love always. It could just be that love is not being met at the right place. So, do take the time to reflect on whatever situation popped up in your mind when hearing the description of this card. So that way, how to navigate that situation to make it better for you. Maybe it looks like the relationship ending. Maybe it looks like a serious talk. Maybe it looks like, having a meeting with your boss or with, your employees or employer, and trying to figure out how to make a more synchronized relationship and synergistic type of exchange. So you deserve to have this Lover's card in the upright position, but there's something that you're going to have to do in order for that to be achieved. Okay, so moving on to our moon placement for you, Libra, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So the Nine of Cups is about contentment and being secure and feeling good about where you're at. But when it's in this flipped position, it could mean that you're having issues with feeling content. Whether you feel like you're just, I don't know, maybe chasing, that satisfaction, that gratification from things, and you're just not getting it. Maybe you feel like you're constantly like consuming and consuming and consuming, and it's like you're never getting full. That's what this Nine of Cups in reverse card is indicative of, that kind of energy where you're trying to feel that contentment, you're trying to get to that place of security, but it's just not quite happening. So this might be, something to do with yourself, just an internal thing. Maybe you have been overindulging in, shopping or something like that. It is holiday season. This is just an example here. But maybe you are constantly shopping, like trying to get everybody gifts and stuff, and you've bought so many things, right? For everybody that you love, but you feel like it's not enough. You feel like you're not getting the right kind of gift. You're not getting the right kind of energy that you want to give, when it comes to time to exchange gifts. You know what I mean? And this might, indicate that with this card that you're taking the wrong approach. It may be that you're buying all of these gifts and you're trying to, satisfy either yourself or others, because buying gifts, giving gifts is just as satisfying for us as it is for other people. And there's another approach that you need to be taking. Maybe you need to consider spending more time with the people that you're trying to give gifts. Maybe, instead of buying all the gifts because you can't get the day off, that you need to reflect on your ability to spend time, if you have that ability. This is just an example. It doesn't have to necessarily be a situation like that, but I'm just trying to, paint a picture of what this can look like for you. So this can also be something like you're not happy, you're not satisfied with yourself. Maybe you feel like you've just been doing things or saying things or acting in a way where you're just kind of like, I haven't really been myself lately. I haven't really been doing things that I typically do that make me happy. And you're starting to see it and starting to notice it in yourself. The Nine of Cups in reverse is a card of reflection. What can you do to get back to that contented state? What can you do to get back to that state of assurance and security within yourself? You might be finding that you're chasing, the validation of other people, and it's not helping. It's not satisfying you. And it's because you need that from yourself, not necessarily from those other people. So the Nine of Cups in reverse is indicative of trying to get that satisfaction, but not getting it in the way that you've been trying to. That your avenues, the methods that you've been using are not quite working for you. And it's time to, really reflect on what you've been doing and how you can change your actions, change your ways, so that you can actually reach that point of satisfaction and contentment that you deserve. All right, so the rising position, Libra, we have the Devil card. Yes, I know about this card. I know everybody thinks, oh my gosh, the Devil card, like the devil's gonna come out of the ground and come and get you. No. There's so many misconceptions about this card when it comes to tarot, and a lot of people are afraid of it. But the thing is that this is not actually a scary card. So the Devil card has to do with, chasing our primal baser instincts or desires and falling victim to them and realizing that We need to have some restraint. We need to have some discipline, and realize when we're choosing instant gratification over the long-term results or desires that we truly want. The devil card can come up when, like, for example, you're shopping and shopping and shopping, right? Holiday season, I keep thinking of shopping. That's just the example that keeps popping up in my head. But you keep shopping, and you know that it's time to, take care and handle business, handle priorities, pay bills and things like that. But you're shopping instead because you're kind of running away from having to pay bills and pay dues that you're not necessarily excited about. That devil card is saying, are you doing what you're supposed to do, or are you doing what you want to do? This is a card of, realizing and readdressing where our priorities are. So when we see this card, it's, maybe you're dealing with that right now, or you've been dealing with that very recently, or you might find yourself dealing with that in the near future, with Christmas around the corner, New Year's around the corner, and other, holidays. That might be where you're at right now. Maybe you're like, oh, I can't wait till this Halloween party. Oh my gosh. I'm a Halloween person. I'm sorry. But maybe you're thinking about Christmas parties and stuff like that. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go so I can eat or drink or, parlay and be debaucherous. And that devil card is like, is that what you really need to be doing right now? Is that really healthy for you? You really need to think about that one. Sometimes, we need to be told about ourselves, and when this devil card comes up, we're being told about ourselves a little bit, and it's uncomfortable, yes, but it's definitely essential so that we, can course correct our behavior and act in a more healthy, sustainable way and not in a self-sabotaging type of way. So that's what this card is about when it comes to the devil card, choosing between instant gratification or long-term results. So now we're going to move on to our oracle card for you, Libra. We have the Anointed. This is a very beautiful card. I love this deck so much, but I'm going to go through and read the description in the booklet and the soul inquiry. All right. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. Rose oil has been used to anoint initiates through the ages. Royalty too. This card is here to herald you into an even more powerful expression of what you came here to be and do. It's calling you to step forth into your inner queendom and kingdom, to answer the greatest call of your soul and face your true north, to seed even more of what you came here to share, to acknowledge your arrival as the initiate of your life, to shed the external noise that may have been stopping you from being all that you already are, to realize that you've been training for this for a long time, perhaps even lifetimes. The path your soul chose to walk in is one that few have the courage to walk, and you came here for this. You're being led through this. Your soul is ancient, and with every step you've taken in every body you've been planted in, you've gathered a kaleidoscope of gifts that are ready to be shown and shared. You are being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing, to lead, to lead, to lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you'll walk it. And as with all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you're just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So go your own way, trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. Soul inquiry. How are you being called to step forward and lead? I think that this is wonderfully aligned with the cards that we've pulled for you, Libra, just because the devil card, like we're saying, is it instant gratification, or do we want to go with the bigger picture, the bigger purpose that we're striving for? That Nine of Cups card in reverse, we're dissatisfied, we're not contented? What can we do to be content? The Lover's card in reverse. We're putting ourselves in situations where we're not receiving the love and the affirmation that we deserve. What can we do to put ourselves in better alignment? And this all comes into this card, the Anointed. You know what you need. We know what we need. We know what we want. And sometimes we act in ways that are self-sabotaging, that are self-deprecating, that brings us out of that alignment. And when these cards are telling you that there are things that you can do to get you back into that alignment so that you can walk into your purpose, because you deserve that and you deserve to have that satisfaction in your life. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I hope that you were able to get something tremendous out of this reading, and that the holidays are good to you, and that you have wonderful time with family, friends, yourself. And please hit that notification bell, subscribe, so that we can do this all again next month. Thank you so much. Bye.